but so cool. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Let Us Pray. I hope you're having a blessed and a prosperous day. Welcome back to Falcon Therapy. This is a special episode. You know what? I think this is our third or fourth year in a row that we've done Contender or Pretenders, the NFL playoff preview. With my boy, REVTREV. What's up, REVTREV?
Hey, it's good to see you, Steve. How are you doing? It's the greatest time of the year. It's playoffs, baby. Who doesn't like to watch some NFL playoffs? And this weekend, of all weekends, is incredibly good. Usually, wild card weekend, everyone snoozes, but not this year. Woo! We got some dynamite games.
Oh man, there's some crazy games this weekend. Real quick, thank you, REVTREV, for coming on, man. I appreciate you. I know you're a busy guy. I'm going to give you his information because, trust me, you want to follow him, whether it's hockey or NFL, whatever it is, he covers it all. So here's his info here. Let me get you going, REVTREV, on all the platforms here.
I love this. I took over.
Let's get to the meat and the potatoes. We're going to talk contenders, pretenders for the 2025-2026 NFL playoffs. We're going to go ahead and start with the AFC because I think we got a lot of I think you might have a lot to talk about in the NFC, so I'm gonna get mine out the way. Let's talk about these AFC participants. All right, let's talk about these AFC participants in the AFC playoff picture. Let's start off with the number one seed, the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos, number 10 in total offense. Number 2 in total defense. I was pretty surprised when I saw the Broncos are 10 in offense. I thought they would be a little lower ranked. They leave a little bit to be desired on the offensive end, but that defense is lights out. Anchored by Patrick Surtain Jr., they got some great defensive ends, linebackers, D tackles, you name it. They got it on defense. They didn't get the number one seed for nothing. They got a guy that the Falcons know pretty well coaching that team, Sean Payton, Super Bowl winning coach. He has coached them to the number one seed. I'm saying they're definitely a contender. What do you think, REVTREV?
Absolutely. I thought they were going to be the best defense in the league. So them being 2, they're right there. We know one thing and one thing only: defense wins championships. So
Yes,
they've got one. They've got one. And I'm with you. I was surprised at their offense. We played their offense this year, and Bo Nix looked good. So, man, I'm impressed, and I think they deserve the number one seed in the AFC. No problem.
Yes, sir. Overcame a lot of injuries, too. Had some running backs go down, but didn't miss a beat. R.J. Harvey. Remember that name. If you drafted him in fantasy, you might have won your fantasy football. I don't know. Rev Trev didn't need him though. He didn't need him to win. But if you drafted RJ Harvey, he probably did you well this season. All right, let's go on to the next team here. We got the New England Patriots. They rise from the ashes. No Bill Belichick. And I can't remember the guy's name who they had last year, but he was a former player, linebacker. They fired him after one season when Mike Vrabel, head coach, was fired by the Tennessee Titans. Vrabel comes over, and all he does is lead them to the AFC East championship. They won their division. Patriots, number 3 in total offense. Second-year quarterback Drake May, who led the league in completion percentage. Over 70% of his passes completed. That's all season, not just one game. All season. And then, Mike Vrabel's going to bring a defense ranked number 8 in total defense. The Patriots are contenders. What do you think, REVTREV?
I do not think they're contenders.
Ooh.
I think that they're frauds, and I would not be surprised if they lose this weekend.
Ooh, we're starting off early. Okay. Hey, that's why they play the games. Right. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. Only because they have a young quarterback. That's why I would be surprised. That would not be surprised. Other than that, their team is pretty stacked, man.
It's true.
But yeah, let's keep moving on. We got the number 1 defense now in the league. The Houston Texans. They also boast the 18 ranked total offense led by CJ Stroud. One of the best coaches in the league with his name is escaping me right now. DeMeco Ryans, former linebacker, former Pro Bowler. You said it earlier, defense wins championships. I say pretender, though. I say pretender because I don't trust that offense. 18 ranked offense. You're going to need to score points in the playoffs. You're not going to be able to win 6-3. You're going to need to put up points. I do not trust CJ Stroud. He's one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. I'm just not trusting the Houston Texans, even though they do have a top defense. What do you think, REVTREV?
You know what? A couple years ago, we were touting the Houston Texans to be the next best team. Then they've kind of struggled. And even this year, there were some of their games I'm like, ooh, they do not look good. But they have turned it around. Dude, they're the quietest 12-win team in the NFL. And if you're talking the number 1 defense, wow. You're right. Look at the total offense, number 18. They're not there. Imagine if they had some of those players healthy and stuff. I think they'd be a lot better. But I still think they could make some noise.
Okay, so you're saying they're contenders, or
I'm saying I just got to see how all the cookie crumbles first.
Okay, matchup.
I know there's only 2 options for us. I get it. I guess I got to be a man and step up. I do think that they could win week 1. I don't know if they can win the divisional round. So I'll say they're pretenders because they might not win the next week.
Okay, and I'm glad you said that. Yeah. So let's define contender. When I'm thinking a contender, I'm thinking a team that can win it all. A team that you could see in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm talking about when I think of contender.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll throw a little monkey wrench. I think a contender is the top 4. So if you make the NFC or AFC national championship or not AFC championship game, then you're in the conversation because you're 1 win away, and then you in the big dance, anything can happen.
Absolutely. I'll absolutely agree with that. Anybody that makes it to the Final Four there, you won one game a win, one win away, one game away from the Super Bowl. You're a contender. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So we got Texans. Okay. Next up, we got a team that, you know what? They look like they were going to steamroll the competition, and then their quarterback gets hurt. And I'm not so sure about them now. The Los Angeles Chargers, they boast the 12th ranked offense overall, and the 5th ranked defense. I'm noticing a theme here, though. Okay, we got the Broncos, number 2 total defense in the playoffs. We got the Patriots, number 8 total ranked defense in the playoffs. We got the Texans, the number 1 ranked overall defense. And then we got the number 5 overall ranked defense in the freaking playoffs. I guess you need defense to get to the playoffs.
Yep.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Like I said, Justin Herbert, man, I don't know. The guy played with a broken hand literally like 2 days after he had surgery on the hand.
Crazy.
Only Jim Harbaugh would ask his quarterback to play in a game 2 days after having surgery on that broken hand. I just don't think it's the Chargers' year. They've been a little up and down themselves. They were hot early. They got down for a while. Then they kind of won a game or two, then lost a game or two, and they just kind of been up and down all year. But they do have that 5th ranked defense. That goes without saying. You need defense to win in the playoffs. But I'm going to say pretender for the Chargers. What do you think, Trev?
You know what? I think they're pretenders because of one major fact. They had lost their left tackle and right tackle. If both of those guys were in, broken hand, you got to play Herbert, because 11 wins got you into the big dance. That's 7th. You had to get 11 wins. So absolutely. On the other side, you only needed 9 to get number 7 spot. So that's it. The AFC is tough, but that alone, when you're playing some of these top defenses, that's the difficulty. That I think they could possibly win a game, but they're not going to the big dance. They're not making it to the AFC NFC championship game.
Not at all. Not at all. Next up, we got a very familiar team, the Kansas City. Oh, I'm sorry. The Kansas City Chiefs did not make the playoffs this year.
What Get your popcorn ready.
The first time since 2017 that Patrick Mahomes has not been in the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen.
Crazy.
That is almost 9 years of Patrick Mahomes magic in the playoffs. But prayers up to Patrick Mahomes. Blew out the knee. He has a long road of therapy and rehab ahead of him. So wish him well. So we're going on to the next team here. No Patrick Mahomes. I can't believe it. Jacksonville Jaguars. This is an intriguing team right here. The Jaguars are consistent. 11th in total offense, 11th in total defense. They got a guy at quarterback named Trevor Lawrence, who everybody was saying was a bust just a year ago. He got benched at the end of the year. Wow. You didn't know if the general manager was going to trade him or have him hold the clipboard. All of a sudden, he's led his team to a division title, and they're right there hosting a first-round playoff game. I kind of like the Jaguars. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like the Jaguars. I think even though they won a division, they're underrated. Nobody's singing their praises. They're just going about their work, doing their thing. They got a really good head coach, Liam Cohen, who's come in and really gave Trevor Lawrence so much confidence. He looks like the Trevor Lawrence when he was playing at Clemson. He's just playing free. He's using his legs to get touchdowns. He's using his arm. I mean, he has an embarrassment of riches now. He has Travis Etienne. Yeah, Jacoby Myers. They got a young guy named Parker Washington that has stepped up because Brian Thomas Jr. is AFK. He's just taking the season off. And then he has a young tight end, Strange, who has stepped up in big time as well. And that defense is no joke. That defense is getting stops. That defense is stopping people. They're 11th ranked. I think the Jaguars could make some noise. I think they are overlooked. I'm saying the Jaguars could make it to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, I think they're contenders as well. They're there. They just have a really tough matchup week 1 in the wild card game. But I think that the Jaguars have been preparing and have been planning to be this good. Somehow, some way, they've really struggled. So I'm believing in them now.
Yeah. Didn't they have a game a couple years ago where they had a huge lead in the playoffs? And then they just kind of choked at the end. Those things build character. Right? You need those type of scars and bruises as a team. You go through it as a team, and it just makes you stronger. It just makes you better. So I agree with you. I think it could be their time to make some noise in the playoffs. And then we got the team. I couldn't believe it when I looked up their stats. Pittsburgh Steelers. I had to wipe my eyes, just like you did, just like you're doing, Rev Trev. I had to wipe my eyes. Is this serious?
Am I seeing this right?
The 25th ranked offense and the 26th ranked defense.
Crazy.
There's only 32 teams in the NFL.
I'm glad you reminded me because I'm like, that sounds like bad, and it is bad, but that's real bad.
But only 14 teams make it to the playoffs. How in the world did they make the playoffs when they're in the bottom quarter of teams in every important category, offense and defense? I can't figure it out. They won on a miracle on Sunday night. I mean, that kicker from Baltimore, he's probably crying in his bed still right now.
Well, he's getting death threats.
I know. I mean, fans take it too serious. You know, it's just a game. But then the coach gets fired. John Harbaugh gets fired on Monday, or when was that? Tuesday. And it's just looking like they're going to bring another, coach in to try to pick up where he left off. But the Steelers, man, they bring in your guy, Aaron Rodgers. And people are saying, what are they doing? Apparently, they know what they're doing. They made the playoffs somehow. They made the playoffs. DK Metcalf, they picked him up in the offseason as well. They have a two-headed monster at running back, Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Warren. They got Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth. And that defense, they got names on that defense, but apparently they're not doing a great job of stopping people. If you watch that last 5 minutes of the Baltimore Raven game, I mean, Zay Flowers had nobody around him for like 30 yards. And I'm like, this is the Steelers defense. But Steelers are pretenders, man. I can't take them seriously. I mean, they do have a great coach. I consider him a great coach. He has not had a losing season with the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, but I just think everything's stacked against them. I don't think they score enough. I don't think they stop people enough to be considered a serious contender in this year's playoffs. What do you think, REVTREV?
I think they just in the weakest division in football. That's it. End of story. That those stats just speak to how bad. Now, granted, last 2 weeks, DK Metcalf just completely lost his mind, gets suspended for those 2 games. I picked the Ravens to win against the Steelers because of that fact. It was a fluke they did not win. They are the worst team in the AFC. In fact, I would go on record to say they're the worst team that made the playoffs.
I think I agree. I think I agree. The only thing I can say is that any given Sunday, you never know what can happen.
True.
They have a Super Bowl champion quarterback and a Super Bowl champion coach. Can they muster up some magic? And it will truly take magic, a miracle, all those M words for them to have a run in these playoffs. All right. So that's the AFC. We're going to get over to the NFC. We're going to let Trev get started here with the NFC playoff picture. We're going to start it off with the Los Angeles Rams.
The Los Angeles Rams are contenders, brother. This team is unbelievable offensively. Defensively, I can't believe they're 17th. They should be higher than this. I don't know why they're so low. I think their defense is going to come up big in the playoffs. I have them as a contender.
I agree. I thought they looked like the best team in football for most of the season. I agree. Matt Stafford may just win MVP.
He should.
And I definitely think that defense is better than, yeah. So, yeah, I agree. Absolute contender. Absolute contender. We got next here. Your division. The Bears.
Yeah, and so my favorite part of this is that Vegas has picked the Packers to win the game. Which is wild to me. They should be favored. The Bears have a home game. They're the number 2 seed, and they should win. The thing is, you're going to be surprised to hear what I think about the NFC as a whole, but I think that the Bears are pretenders and they're not contenders. They've had the Patriots are the only team that had a better turnaround than the Bears. So I'm not excited for them. I can't stand the Bears. I want them to lose every single game. Last week was glorious. That Ben Johnson says, "Oh, we didn't sit starters because we play football." How did that work out for you, bro? How did that work out for you? You lost to the Lions, who didn't make the playoffs, right? So let's just talk for a second. And this is what we're talking about. When you play the big boys, when you play teams that matter, you don't look good. So I say the Bears are pretenders, and they've had a good season. And congratulations to the Bears for a great season. Congrats for winning the NFC North. Even if you beat my Packers, you're not going to the semifinals with the NFC Championship game. That you heard it here first, and it's not because I hate them. It's because they're not that good, brother. They're not that good.
I have to agree with you. 29th in total defense but I do believe that defense leads the league in takeaways, though. That's how they've managed to stay afloat, even though they give up a lot of yards. They turn the ball over. So they're going to need a lot more turnovers in the playoffs to hang with these better teams. And I just think once you're playing those elite teams in the playoffs, they're going to be stressing ball control. So turnovers are going to be really hard to come by. So yeah, I got to say Pretenders. I do think Caleb Williams surprised me a lot this year.
Yeah.
But I still think he has some room to grow, and that team has some, got some space to grow there. But Ben Johnson, what he's done, nothing short of amazing.
Totally. And if you look at it though, like how can you be number 1 in turnovers and you're 29th in total defense? Right? So if you don't get the turnovers, you lose. And the turnovers are the hardest thing to get. But we know that the turnovers are the most important thing on defense to get. I mean, obviously sacks is up there as well, don't get me wrong. But man, like they should have been swept by my Packers, right? But they weren't. So congrats to them. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, that Bears team were literally like, when you talk about bend but don't break, like that team is like Gumby. Like they will get a strip of a football on the half-inch yard line right before the team gets the ball over the goal line. Like I saw that happen at least 3 times this season. So, yeah, they're a bend but don't break defense. But I don't think that's the best defense to go into the playoffs with. All right. So next up, we got a team. Ooh, this is one of my favorites here. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites for the playoffs here.
Yeah, so the Seattle Seahawks have shocked the world. I thought they were going to win the division. I did not think they were going to win the NFC. With them winning the NFC, they get home playoff games until the Super Bowl. So if you have ever been to that stadium, I've been to it many times. I was in the nosebleeds one time, just got in. My buddy and I were yelling at each other at certain times of the game because we couldn't hear each other. Like it was that loud. And we know the 12th man is a real thing. So it's been a while since they've been good. It's been a real while since they've been great. So I'm telling you right now, with that run game, but that defense, and number 6 does not give this justice. And if you get a Sam Darnold that can play well, when he's bad, he's bad. But when he's good, he's gonna help them win. That defense is gonna help them to win. So they are contenders, 100%. They're at home. They have the 12th man. They're contenders, bro. What do you think?
I think the Seahawks could go all the way. The only chink in their armor is you don't know what Sam Darnold you're going to get. That's it. They got a coach that knows what he's doing. Players love him. Mike McDonald came from the Ravens a couple years ago. They got a 2-headed monster at running back, Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. I mean, those guys are pretty much virtually unstoppable. They basically like the same player. They're very physical. They're not too much with the jukes, but they get downhill quickly, and they look to run somebody over. And then they got arguably the best wide receiver in the league this year, Jackson Smith-Njigba. That guy has he's made himself some money. He's made himself some money. I like the Seahawks. I hope that these Atlanta Falcons can hire their offensive coordinator as our new head coach. I'm putting it out there. Clint Kubiak has already agreed to interview with the Atlanta Falcons. I want Kubiak. I think he's the next best mind in the NFL offensively, and I would love for us to be able to have a great offense in Atlanta again. Um, yeah, I want their offensive coordinator. Um,
Right.
Absolute contenders, man. Absolute contenders.
Well, so I agree with you.
All
Did we
right,
miss the
next up.
Buffalo? Did,
Oh no.
did we miss the Buffalo Bills?
Oh, we did. You know what? You know what? We sure did. But I got him on here. Do I have him on here? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Let's go back. That's why you need a Rev Trev. He's my brother's keeper. All right. Buffalo Bills, number 4 in total offense. Okay.
Wow.
I was surprised. I was surprised when I saw that. Number 7 in total defense. I was surprised at that as well. They play so well for stretches, and then they have one of those games where you say, what in the heck did I just see?
I know.
Case in point, they played my Atlanta Falcons, and they got steamrolled in the Mercedes-Benz on Monday night, prime time for everybody to see. Josh Allen, MVP, he's going to come in and he's going to whoop on the Falcons. No, we were all over Josh Allen. Sacked him like 5 times. I mean, they could not stop Bijan Robinson. I was like, what is going on here? Not that I wanted the Bills to play better, but I just was thinking like, what are they doing? So when I'm thinking of teams that can go all the way this year, the AFC is stacked. I mean, they didn't win their division this year. The Patriots are clearly the better team. I think the Broncos are clearly a better team. You look at the number 1 defense in the Texans. I mean, if they were to happen to win, you know, I'm just calling the Bills pretenders this year. I got to say they're pretenders. I cannot trust them from week to week. They shown it throughout the season that they're kind of like bipolar. They're a bipolar team. You don't know what Bills team you're going to get from week to week. Contenders, no. Pretenders, yes. What you think?
Okay, so I'm gonna go. These guys are contenders. There's no Patrick Mahomes anymore. The window is open. The door is open. If they can beat the other contender team in the first round, the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm telling you, the future is bright in Buffalo. It's cold, but it doesn't matter. You're going into Jacksonville. It's hot. You're going to be fine. If you win that game, I'm telling you, you're a contender, and you're going to make well, okay, depends who you play next. Do you play Denver next, or do you play someone else? Because at the end, no, wait a minute. So if the New England Patriots win and the Jacksonville Jaguars lose, so that's the 2 seed and the 6 seed, then I believe it's Denver will play Buffalo week 2 in the divisional round. That would be
yes, they will
wild.
take
That would be wild.
Wow.
So they play 2 tough teams right off the bat, and if they can find ways to pull that off, brother, wow. I mean, they're there. They're going to the Super Bowl if they beat those 2 teams. Now, it's going to be tough. Don't get me wrong.
I agree with you. If they can pull that off the first 2 weeks,
yeah,
it looks good.
Yeah, you can't count out Josh Allen. Let's just put it that way. Josh Allen's the real deal. So,
I mean, they call him Superman. They call him Superman. But there is a thing.
Will they do it? I don't know.
Yeah, I do think it's a possibility, but just based upon Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
I
To see.
can't
That's
wait
a good
to
game.
watch.
Against Jacksonville. That's going to be a really good game. Jacksonville versus Buffalo. All right, let's get you back to the NFC. Thank you for that. Next up, we got the 49ers.
Yeah. So I think the San Francisco 49ers have surprised me. I did not think that three teams from the NFC West were going to make the playoffs. I always thought, I kept saying they're pretenders, they're going to fall off, They just keep proving me wrong. The problem is now when you look at the playoff bracket, it's kind of like the Buffalo Bills situation. If they pull off the upset with the Philadelphia Eagles, then like who do you play next? And it's going to be, it's either going to be Seattle or Chicago, and they've already beaten Chicago. And the good news is, so you got a chance. They got a chance to be contenders here. I just don't know what to do with the 49ers. Like I'm sitting there and like, there's moments where I'm like, they're contenders. And then there's like, no, these guys are pretenders, but they've been proving me wrong. Let me do reverse psychology. They're pretenders, and 49ers fans, let me be wrong. Go and prove the world wrong. Nobody's picking you to win. No one's picking you to beat the Rams. No one's picking you to beat the Seahawks. No one's picking you to beat, well, the Bears, maybe, because you already did. But that's it. That's it, man. I think you're a pretender. I'm sorry.
We got El Nini. Yeah, El Nini agrees with you. He said NFC West, strongest division in the NFL. Three teams. I'm definitely thinking those first two teams are contenders, but I can't take the 49ers serious. I'm sorry. That defense has been bad as of late. That defense has been bad. They've been winning because Brock Purdy has been special.
He's good.
The last month of the season, he's been balling. He's been in his bag. He's been showing swag all over the field. He's dancing, and they're having a good time. But I don't think it's going to be no dancing in the playoffs. They're facing a very stout Philadelphia Eagles team. But don't get me wrong. I think the 49ers can win that game. I do think that's a winnable game. But after that, I struggle to see unless they can come up against a young Bears team that is kind of like feeling themselves and thinking, hey, all we got to do is show up because we're the higher seeded team and we got this in the bag, and they're looking ahead to a matchup with Seattle or whoever is waiting on the other side. I could see a scenario where the 49ers might make the NFC Championship game if the Bears overlook them. But I think Philly will take care of the 49ers. Because that defense has not been good. And when they went up against Seattle this past week or whatever week that was, week 18, 3 points. 3 points. This was a time to make a statement, let Seattle know, hey, you got to look forward to us. Hopefully, you don't want to see us in the playoffs. Yes, they do. They held you to 3. And they should have beat you by probably 4 touchdowns. But they missed several kicks and had a couple turnovers. I don't think the 49ers, I can't take them serious. So for me, I got pretenders. All right. Next up, we just talked about this team, Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. So they dominated the Super Bowl. And I feel like I can't forget that. But this is a different team. This is a totally different team. I don't get what's going on in Philadelphia. Charles Barkley.
He been looking like Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley, he was a beast in Philly. Saquon Barkley has not looked the same. So there's something. Is he playing through an injury? I'm not sure. The other concern I have with this roster is why don't they throw the ball to AJ Brown? The guy is a superstar in my books, but I love their wide receiver core, Devontae Smith, even Goddard. There's a third wide receiver there too. Feel like I'm gapping out. Anyways, they have the weapons. And they already have the experience. But I think when you're talking about the Eagles, it's their stout defense. Jalen Carter is a problem. He's a problem, and he wants to be mentioned amongst the best in the NFL. He wants to be named with Myles Garrett. He wants to be named with Micah Parsons and Max Crosby, and you name the big boys. Okay, you name the big boys. So I still think that the Eagles have the potential to be a contender. I'm just unsure how far they go. It all depends on who they match up with in the second round, and we'll see from there. Like there's some weak teams, but I could see them going to the top 4. So I'm going to say contender, and I know it doesn't make sense by looking at these numbers.
I tend to agree with you. Saquon, I mean, he was on the cover of Madden, first of all. We all know what happens when you get on the cover of Madden. Something goes wrong. Stop putting yourself on the cover of Madden, okay? Something is not going to go right the next year. He hasn't looked the same. They've had some injuries on the offensive line. Lane Johnson, who is a Hall of Famer, a right tackle, he's been out for nearly all season. So they're missing him tremendously on the right side. But yeah, it boils down to that defense. Can that defense make stops? And when they are seemingly motivated, that defense is special. The only thing that stops Jalen Carter is himself. You see him lose his temper sometimes.
Yep.
Got kicked out of some games, suspended, spit on somebody. That's the only thing that stops him. When he's focused, he's the best player on the field. And he cannot even be blocked with 2 people. You need 3. But I'm just not. I think they will lose in the second round. That offense just has looked dull. And like you said, they aren't using their weapons like they should. Seemingly, A.J. Brown is an afterthought. Devontae Smith just doesn't have a great connection with Jalen Hurst. Every now and then they connect, but you would like to see more explosive plays from that team. That's what you saw from them last year. A lot more explosive plays. But, yeah, they've been 3 and out and a lot. So I'm going to say pretenders, man. I don't think they're going to be able to have that same magic they had last year. I got them pretenders, man. All right. Next up. Oh, we're getting to where you want to go. We got one more team. Now this team.
I like the Carolina Panthers a lot. Obviously, these numbers say they're terrible. They probably are the second worst team going into the playoffs, in my opinion. But what I like is they surprised the world. What sucks about them getting in is that they lost to Tampa Bay. You needed to win that game, and then you got help. So it feels it's obviously Atlanta. It was so complicated. I'm like, how does this work? Okay, so anyways, so they're definitely pretenders. But what I do want to say is that they're there now, like they're in that conversation, and I think they're going to get better next year. So their defense is a lot better than I anticipated, and they have glimpses on their offense of playing really well. So, but they're going to get smoked. I mean, it's going to get ugly week 1. So they're definitely a pretender.
I gotta agree with you. Unfortunately, they won the division at 8 and 9. It was a 3-way tie in the NFC South. came down to divisional records. Falcons split with Tampa Bay, 1-1, but we were swept by the Carolina Panthers. And they beat us 30-0 one game. And it was all defense that game. I mean, their defense just completely shut us down.
Crazy.
I wasn't buying it either. I was saying, nah, man, it's Carolina. Are you serious? But yeah, they've been solid. They've been solid. But I agree with you. They don't have enough firepower to compete with the top tier teams in the NFC. But they do have a good rushing attack with Rico Dowdell and Chuba Hubbard. Bryce Young, he is rated the worst quarterback in the playoffs this season. So I think it definitely comes down clutch moments. Who's your quarterback? And
yeah.
Carolina
But here's the monkey wrench. The Carolina Panthers have already beaten the Los Angeles Rams in the regular season. It was a 3-point game. So, and it was, if I remember correctly, it was in Carolina of all places. The Rams were 9-3 at the time, and the Panthers went 7-6. They went. That is crazy when you think about that. So if there is an upset special that could happen, can you imagine if they knock off the Rams and beat them both times? Wow. I think the world is going to say, no, the Rams are coming out and they're going to win by 2 scores or more. But maybe they're the secret sauce. Maybe they're the kryptonite to the Superman of MVP Stafford. You know what I mean? And Stafford looked terrible. What was it against the Seahawks? Looked terrible against the Seahawks, but the Panthers don't have a Seahawks defense. So I think everything's going to turn back right for the Rams there.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's gonna be an exciting game, exciting weekend for sure. We got Rain City in here. He says Seahawks, baby. Zane Campbell says the Bears.
Yeah.
But without further ado, I'm going to give the floor over to the cheese head himself and let him speak about his.
Okay, so I'll be quick because I love my Packers, but I'm passionate, realistic, and honest. So when you're talking about this team with these injuries, and I don't care if it's a 4-game losing streak walking in. We played our B and C team. We played a preseason team, our lineup against the Vikings. We would have beat them. They only beat us by 13 points. So, but I would have said if we're healthy, we're contenders and we could definitely win the Super Bowl. But the way that this team is limping in with these injuries, the Parsons, the Tucker Kraft, and I don't know how healthy Zach Tom is. He is a key guy on that offensive line. He's got the big contract. I think that I know that we're pretenders, and I'm cheering like we're going to win the Super Bowl. Okay, I like Jordan Love. I like that we rested all our guys, and we're going to put our best foot forward against the Bears. The Bears, Packers, Week 1 wild card game is must see TV. It is get your popcorn ready. It's going to be like the first time we played them, we won by 7. The next time they only won by 3. So, and it was a come from behind. We should not have lost that game, but I'm saying my Packers are pretenders. But the last time we won a Super Bowl, we were one of the worst teams that made the playoffs. Just saying. But I think missing Parsons is the key there that really hurts our chances to be contenders.
Yeah, I probably agree with you there. You guys were looking really good before Micah went down. It's looking pretty scary, actually. So it's unfortunate that injuries may derail, the dream for this season. But I think that was a really good trade for your team, and it could pay dividends. If Parsons can come back healthy, and the rest of the team as well. There's been some talks that Matt LaFleur could be fired if there isn't a deep playoff run. Have you heard anything about that, REVTREV?
That's the biggest news in the day. So why would they do that? Because they would technically lose 5 games in a row, and 2 of them to the division rival Bears. I just think if the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, he has a job the next day. I think that Matt LaFleur, if they go crazy and fire Matt LaFleur, they, especially with the Micah Parsons and Tucker Kraft injuries, then he will have a job within the week, just like Tomlin would. He's an excellent coach. I really like him. Now, here's a crazy thing. If they fire Matt LaFleur, the biggest news really in Green Bay is like, are we going to lose Jeff Hafley, our defensive coordinator? He wants to be a head coach one day. You imagine if we fired Matt LaFleur and we promote Hafley to head coach. Wow, that would send shockwaves throughout. But I love Matt LaFleur. I think he's still going to be our coach next year, win or lose against the Bears.
I think the Packers organization would be crazy to fire LaFleur personally. I like him as a coach. He's very knowledgeable. He makes great adjustments during the games. He's aggressive when he needs to be. He's great with situations, time management. I think they'd be crazy to lose a coach like that. They're not that easy to find, believe it or not. We're still looking for one. I think the Falcons will be one of the first teams on the phone if some crazy reason Matt LaFleur doesn't have a job next Monday. Like I think the Falcons would be the first team calling his agent. So no, I hope for his sake, I hope he gets to stay, and for your sake as well, because I think he's a really good coach. So those are all the teams. Now, I got only 2 more topics here. Upset alert. Give me one game that you believe may end up in an upset.
I'm going to give you 2 because
Okay.
I didn't come all this way to come on this show to give you one little measly one. There's 2 that are going to happen. Well, actually, there's going to be 3 in week 1.
Woo.
The LA Chargers are going to upset the New England Patriots. Yes, you heard that right. They're going to go on the road and they're going to win. Okay, that's happening. That is just get ready. Just prepare yourself, because the frauds of the New England Patriots are going to get exposed. Now, I'm not as confident about that one as I do think that Buffalo has a legit chance of beating the Jacksonville Jaguars. So give me some Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go. We're doing it. Hot sauce. We're going for it. And then the third one is, I'm just telling you, everyone's talking about the Bears. I'm telling you right now, my Packers are going to win by 1 point, baby, and they're going to shock the world, and the Bears are going to hate life, okay? So I'm telling you right now, Bears fans, the run is over. It's done. It's done. You think you're so good. You're not. You're not, okay? We should have beat you the second time we played you. We had a 91% chance probability of winning. We fumbled a onside kick. Are you kidding me? Shades of that stupid Seattle Seahawks game that we played multiple years ago. People got fired from that game. Listen, that's not happening. You're not that good. We're winning by 1 point just to rub it in, because all that matters is the dub. And you're going to complain about the refs. You're going to complain about something. Oh, blah, blah, blah. No, Aduna's got hurt, blah, blah, blah. No. We're coming to play. We're not afraid. We're not scared. We're coming to beat the Bears, and you're going to go cry all offseason. That's what I know. Okay.
Oh, man. Woo. You heard it here first. We got some friendly NFC North trash talk going on. Zane Campbell says it will be 52-10, and that will be the halftime score in favor of the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, it's delusional thinking. Bears fans continually come into my comments all the time. You go to REVTREVNFL, go read my comments. Bears fans come and say stupid things like this, okay? 52-10 at halftime. It was 7. We beat you by 7 the first time. We lost by, 3 the second game? And we're going to lose 52-10 at the halftime? Give me a break. Give me a break. You know what? The fact is, though, brother, we lost. No, we won. We were beating at halftime the Bears one time 42-0. 42-0. That's a fact. That's not happening to us this year. Matt Halfley, there's no way Matt Halfley with that defense is going to get 52 put up on the whole game, never mind at halftime. So that's my personal opinion. So, I mean, keep dreaming, keep pretending. I get it. It's been a great ride. Enjoy it. I'm glad. As a Bears fan, you should be happy. You should be happy you made it. But this is the playoffs now. This is not. So, anyways.
Oh my goodness. That's classic. I'm gonna go with an unorthodox upset. Okay. I'm thinking a lot of people are going to pick the Bills over the Jags because of Josh Allen. And like you said, no Patrick Mahomes. It's now Josh Allen's time. He's been anointed as the next king of the AFC. But I think this Jaguars team is legit, man. Mm-hmm. And I think some people are taking them way too lightly. I'm picking the Jags to take care of business at home. And I think your Packers can get it done. I'm not going to lie. I think your Packers can get it done. As we stated before, that Bears defense gives up a lot of yards. If they don't get those turnovers, those are easy points. So all Jordan Love has to do is take care of the ball. And I think the Pack will get it done. Sleeper, possibly the San Francisco 49ers over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Those are my three. All right. Last but not least, who is your Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, so this is the first year. No, actually, every year you don't really know. Like the last couple of years, it's going to be the Chiefs or it's going to be the Patriots with Tom Brady. There's no clear cut. This is it's still a league of parity, but when you have those guys, there's a number of teams that I think can win. Who I think that's that. I do think I'm with you. That 6 versus 3 matchup, Jacksonville Buffalo. I wouldn't be surprised if one of those teams makes it to the Super Bowl in the AFC. The problem is Denver. I keep looking at that Denver and I'm thinking I've been doubting them all year. So if you're going to say gun to the head, Trev, I'm going to go with Denver. I'm going to say they're going to the Super Bowl. But in the AFC, I think it's going to be either Seattle or the Rams. And you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Give me that's going to be a tough one. So if I just go with the 2 number 1 seeds, and I know a lot of people are like, Rev Trev, you're freaking out about all these upsets. I mean, I think there's some elite teams and there's a lot of pretenders. So I'm going to go. It's going to be tough. I'm going to say Rams win the Super Bowl over the Denver Broncos. I want to say Seattle, though. The only thing about Seattle that bothers me is I think their defense is for real. I don't trust Sam Darnold, and I think that they only have one wide receiver that's good, really great. I think the Rams have multiple wide receivers that are fantastic. They have a good run game, and they have an excellent defense. Give me the Rams to win the Super Bowl over the Denver Broncos.
All right, here we go. So you're choosing the Rams.
That's who I'm choosing.
All right. So you have Green Bay over the Bears. Here's this is just a
Yep,
playoff
let's do it.
simulator.
Let's do it.
All right. Green Bay over the Bears. You have Eagles or
Eagles.
Eagles. Then you got Rams, of course. Then I'm going to do the AFC. I'm going to do the
you
AFC.
go for it.
Let me see. I don't know what all these little. Yeah, I'm going Patriots. Going Jags. Going Texans. All right. So then.
All right. So then I'm going Seahawks and Rams.
Seahawks and Rams. I'm going Broncos, Jags.
Whew. So it's 1 versus 3 and 1 versus 5.
Yes.
And then I'm going the LA Rams.
You got Rams.
That one's a tough one, man, because the Jags, if they make it there, that means they're playing some good football.
They've been playing very good. Here's the thing about the Broncos that has me hesitant. They have so many fourth quarter comebacks this season. I wish I would have got that stat, but Bo Nix has been heroic in the fourth quarter. I don't like that trend for a team in the playoffs. You cannot get down early to a team that has a great defense. Even though they have a great defense, you don't want to give a team a 10-point lead, 14-point lead, and then count on your quarterback to bring you back every time. For that reason, I think I'm going Jags to the playoffs.
Brother,
going Jags to Super Bowl. I'm going Jags.
Listen to me. You listen, they've already played each other December 21st. And the Jacksonville Jaguars won 34-20 on the road.
There you go.
The Jacksonville Jaguars pulled up a huge upset. They're the hottest team in the NFL. I like that bold pick of yours. Now, you're talking Rams versus Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. Woo! That's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be an interesting Super Bowl, right?
Man, you got a young gun who's just coming into his own against Matt Stafford, who wants to walk off into the sunset. One more Super Bowl. That's a great storyline right there. I don't know what differentiates these teams. I do think the Jags statistically have the better defense. Rams statistically, obviously, they have the number one offense in the league right now. If we were to see this matchup, I think I would lean towards the Rams. I'm just looking
at the Jaguars D in the last number of weeks. They killed the Chargers.
Yep.
Okay, but they just barely beat the Cardinals. The Cardinals put on 24 on them. Titans, they killed the Titans. The Titans are terrible. Colts, they smoked the Colts, and I think that's when no, it was so it wasn't what's his name? Daniel Jones. So they killed the Colts 2 times in the last 6. They beat the Jets. That's a joke. But they beat the Broncos. They beat the Titans again. Yeah, man. I would lean the Rams. I would lean the Rams because I think the LA Rams have a better defense than the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you heard it here from us first. We both said the Rams are winning the Super Bowl. Actually, maybe not. Because in all fairness, You picked the AFC, I picked the NFC. So if I'm right, and if you're right, this is what's going to happen. But if I pick the AFC, I think I would have Buffalo going to the Super Bowl. And
Okay.
and then who would you have in the NFC? Would you pick Seattle? Would you pick the Bears? Who do you pick? The Eagles?
I will pick Seattle.
Okay, so you'd be Seattle versus the Jaguars. And then if you think of it that way, does Darnold win a Super Bowl with Seattle and beat the Jaguars?
That's tough. That is tough. Because I think you got two quarterbacks that have so much to prove. Trevor Lawrence and Sam Darnold. They both are trying to make their imprint in the NFL. If you get that head-to-head matchup, there's going to be a whole lot of butterflies. I would lean towards the Seahawks, though, because I think their defense is more stout. And that's the only reason why I would give them the advantage. I think they have a much better overall defense than the Jaguars. But as you said, they really only have like one wide receiving option. And it amazes me how much he gets open. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, I'm just like, what? Is he single covered? Like, are they not going to double him and give him the respect that he deserves? Like, what's going on here? But if teams can figure out how to stop him, then you're just talking about stopping Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet's run. Who else do they have? So, yeah, it's interesting. Can't wait. Saturday, game starts Saturday, early in the morning. Going to have football all day, Saturday and Sunday. Look forward to it, Rev Trev.
Me too.
Man, I really appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you doing this. Once again, don't forget, for all those who just came in, you can find Rev Trev at Twitter, REVTREVNFL, Facebook, REVTREVNFL. Oh.
You got that buttons down, hey?
Oh man, you heard me clicking this. I'm learning. Any final words before we get ready?
You know what? I there's a number of games that are going to be close. There's a number of matchups. Like I still believe that the Denver Broncos are legitimate. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the AFC. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's why we play to win the game, right? Like it's you sit there and you don't know, and that's why we watch, right? We watch. So people are in the comments saying, "Oh, we sure hate the Patriots." It's like we just don't believe. Like it's just like the Bears. I just don't believe the Bears have what it takes to make the Super Bowl. But we'll see. Maybe they do. So yeah. Anyways, it is what it is, and I love chatting with you. Thank you so much, man. I really love and appreciate you. I think you're great. So,
all right, Trev, man. It's much love. It's my brother in Christ, not just a fan fanatic, but yeah, brother in Christ right here. I think this playoff, kind of a changing of the guard, so to speak. Like I said, no Patrick Mahomes for the first time in almost 10 years. No Lamar Jackson either.
Crazy.
It's just crazy, right? So you got two teams that have been a staple of the playoffs for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. Then you got a new AFC East champion in the Patriots, which, I'm not disrespecting them, but I just don't think they're ready to take it all the way. And then you got a couple teams that people are saying, how the heck did they make the playoffs? In the Panthers and the Steelers. Are they going to be able to prove people wrong? But like you said, that's why we play the game. You got to line up. Doesn't matter what it looks like on paper. You got to show up. You got to put on your helmet, and you got to get out there and make the best team win. So it's your boy, Let Us Pray, and Rev Trev. We hope you have a blessed and a prosperous day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm definitely going to share this with you, Rev Trev, so you can post it on your channel. I'll get you that info as soon as we log out of here. But we out of here, y'all. Tell those that you love them while you can. Peace. We out.
Go Pack, go.